Please be seated. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Lori Snyder-Benier, and I'm the Stanback Dean at the Nicholas School of the Environment. It's my, okay. I'll take it. It's my great honor and privilege to welcome you to the Nicholas School of the Environment 2026 recognition ceremony. And welcome to all our family and friends who are joining us on the live stream remotely from around the world. Congratulations to our graduating students, to their families and friends who supported them in their journey to reach this momentous occasion. Join me in extending a round of applause to all of those who supported you on the journey to this destination here today. Graduation is one of those occasions where we pause. We really pause to recognize both what has been accomplished and what lies ahead. And today, what has been accomplished is no small thing. At the Nicholas School, I often say that we are a place made for problems that defy simple solutions. And the class of 2026 has taken that seriously. You've navigated a period of extraordinary change. You've taken on environmental challenges that do not come with clear answers. You've worked across disciplines, across methods, and often across differences in perspective. And you've done so with rigor, creativity, and a real sense of purpose. A few weeks ago, I had the privilege of watching these students present their master's projects, bringing together everything they have learned to address a real-world problem. And three themes emerged. I'll give you a concrete example for each of the themes. The first was turning climate ambition into real-world action. One team developed a practical plan for reducing vehicle miles traveled in a suburban community by designing a mobility hub system, integrating public transit, shared mobility, and smarter urban design. It's the kind of nuts and bolts work that actually lowers emissions, not by telling people to drive less, but by making it easier and more realistic for them to do so. The second theme was putting people at the center of environmental solutions. Another project partnered with communities here in North Carolina to understand and reduce exposure to PFAS, or the forever chemicals, in well water, particularly for firefighters. It's a powerful example of science being used not just to study a problem, but to directly inform and protect the people who are most at risk. And the third theme is navigating a world of increasing environmental uncertainty. Along our own coast, students examined the spread of so-called ghost forests, areas where rising seas are transforming coastal ecosystems. Their work helped us better understand how these landscapes are changing and what that means for carbon, habitat, and the future of coastal communities. What stands out most is not any single project, it's how you approached the work. You stayed with problems that didn't resolve quickly, you learned how to make progress even when the path wasn't clear, and importantly, you demonstrated a shared commitment to doing work that can make a real difference. This is exactly what this moment demands, and it is precisely what you carry with you from the Nicholas School. We're really proud of what you've done here. And we are even more excited about what you'll go on to do next. Speaking about what's next, you're going to be joining nearly 200,000, let that number sink in for a second, 200,000 Duke alumni worldwide. You are now part of that powerful, and might I add, really fun group, and I encourage you to take full advantage of it. Across the globe, there will be regional alumni events that provide you with an opportunity to engage and stay connected. Over the years, it's been my real privilege to work closely with the Duke Alumni Association and attend many regional events. I can honestly say that the power of this network is unmatched. You've earned a degree, you've paid a lot of money, not to mention time, sweat, tears, sleepless nights. Lifetime access to an amazing community of alums might be the most valuable of your Duke assets. Today we gather to celebrate your hard work and to honor this community of amazing scholars and humans. To help me celebrate your achievements, I'm joined today by our inspiring faculty who supported all of you in your respective journeys. They are seated at the side of the stage and they will join me on stage later. But let's take a moment to give a round of applause for our amazing faculty. We also have some of our unflappable staff here today. They will be here all weekend, in fact. And I know you all agree with me that our work would grind to a halt without their skill, diplomacy, and patience. So let's please give a round of applause for our incredible staff. And I also want to take a moment to acknowledge the Duke staff and the critical but often invisible work they have done to make this day possible for you, your family, and your friends. Someone set up all these chairs. Someone set up the tents and tables outside. Someone installed all the AV and video equipment, and somebody's going to come in and clean up after us. We may not see them, but we can give them a round of applause in thanks for all that they do. All right, folks, today we are gathered to recognize the accomplishments of 138 Masters of Environmental Management students, 3 Master of Forestry students, and 28 International Master of Environmental Policy students. There are a number of dual degree students among our graduates. In addition to earning a Master's of Environmental Management degree, 5 are also earning their Master's of Forestry degree, for a total of 8, if you're keeping count, Master's of Forestry students. 14 are earning their Master's of Business Administration degree, and 3 are earning their Master's of Public Policy degree. Also among the 169 graduating students are 13 students who are earning their degree in our Duke Environmental Leadership Program, our distance learning MEM designed specifically for experienced working environmental professionals. Woo! Way to go, Dell. I heard a woo. We're also joined by 28 students pursuing the International Master of Environmental Policy degree, a joint program with Duke University and Duke Kunshan University. These students spent 18 months in China and their last semester here in Durham with us. So needless to say, we have a lot to celebrate. But to provide a bit of inspiration on making the world a better place, I'm pleased to introduce our student speaker, Ananya Agarwal. The student speaker is elected from these folks over here, among the graduating MEM and MF students, by their classmates to represent them and speak to you, our graduates and your guests, on behalf of the graduating class. It's really quite an honor, so congratulations for being elected, and we look forward to your speech.
Wow. 627 days ago, we walked into this school, dedicated to understanding a planet that's getting hotter by the day. Today, we walk out, each of us 1 degree hotter ourselves. They'll admit only one of those things is cause for celebration. So, good afternoon, class of 2026. A warm welcome to our faculty, staff, and to all the friends and family who've traveled from near and far. Thank you for showing up for us in every sense of the word. Every person in this room arrived at Duke carrying their own version of a story. A trail they once walked, slowly disappearing. A coastline that looks different than it did in their childhood. A community bearing the cost of something they didn't choose. Or a data set that stopped being just numbers. We all have that moment. The one that made this feel less like a career path and more like something we couldn't walk away from. Mine starts in North India, where summertime temperatures touched 50 degrees Celsius, that's 120 degrees Fahrenheit, and air quality index broke the scale at 500. I experienced that. But I also had an air-conditioned room to retreat to. I could leave. Eventually, I could get on a plane and come here. Unfortunately, that is not true for everyone living those same realities. And that gap between knowing what a problem feels like and having the power to do something about it is part of what brought me here. I think people who sit in that gap have a specific kind of responsibility to make sure that the work we do actually reaches the people it's meant for, to meet them where they are, not where our models assume them to be. And I came to this program to figure out how. I knew it was a big umbrella, but what I didn't expect was how much this experience would reshape not only what I know, but how I see myself and all of us. In a program spanning energy, oceans, forests, justice, policy, data, I often struggled to choose where to focus because everything felt urgent and worth fighting for. I overloaded semesters. I took modeling and GIS at the same time. Ambitious, I know. I sat in on random classes just out of curiosity. I ended up in so many cross-concentration conversations that people kept mixing up my tracks. And honestly, I regret nothing. Because yes, it was tiring, but what a blessing it is to be tired working on a challenge of your own choosing. But here's what I didn't anticipate, that the most important things that would help me grow wouldn't come from any syllabus. They'd come from the people. From hallway conversations with folks working on wildly different topics, from school events, sometimes for the ideas, sometimes for the free food, but we showed up. I learned about people's creative sides, their love for the outdoors, foraging, chasing sunsets, crocheting, thrifting, climbing, and so much more. That is what I love about the Nicholas School, the way it draws people who get genuinely, almost embarrassingly excited about the world. And the community we found here taught us to move through the world with curiosity and joy, and I wouldn't have had it any other way. And that joy showed up in how we held each other too. This program gave us space to open up, to not be afraid to take up space. The MP Symposium said it best, an audience of peers more excited for you than nervous for themselves. And somewhere on a screen, friends and family joining from across the world at the oddest hours, just to be there for you. And we tend to have a negativity bias by nature. I know I do. So I'm grateful for the people here who kept pointing back to the good, who kept reminding you of the times worth celebrating, when you're drowning in spreadsheets or broken logic models or back-to-back presentations, the Energy and Oceans Weeks, the Earth Day events, that hopeful movie night where we chose deliberately to sit together and feel something good, and more recently, drowning not in when-to meets, but in partyfuls. Those weren't distractions from the work. They were the work in some form, us practicing what we preach about community and reminding ourselves of the why. And speaking of why, I want to say something about hope. Not the kind you feel when things are going good, the kind you choose when they're not. And it's not naive optimism, trust me. The past few years have thrown enough curveballs, shaking our belief in institutions, watching science be questioned, and making progress feel anything but certain. At times, it's felt we are running just to stand still. So, I'm not going to stand here and tell you everything is going to be okay. I don't know that. None of us do. But I read something once that has stayed with me. It described hope not as a delicate, ephemeral thing, but as something rougher. Hope has dirt on her face, grit in her hair, and blood on her knuckles as she rises for another go. And I'm somehow more comfortable with that image. That's the kind of hope I recognize in this room. Not the kind that waits for good news to come, but the kind that chooses to act before it does. And on the days she's still recovering, we show up anyway. Tired, maybe. A little annoyed, probably. But nothing a little willpower and some shared complaining can't carry us through. And we will need both, because these are not easy times to be alive. But they are necessary times to be of service. And I know that can feel enormous. But what matters is that we still choose to care. still choose to show up. Even when the systems we are trying to change feel immovable. Even when the answers aren't here yet, and they're not, and that's okay. As Amy Santiago said, life is unpredictable. Not everything is in our control. But as long as we are with the right people, we can handle anything. And I believe we have found the right people. Our greatest strength is not individual, it's distributed across energy grids and policy rooms, coastlines and forest floors, field sites and the communities we serve. Even though we might not all be in the same room anymore, we are still part of the same effort. And that gap between knowing what a problem feels like and having the power to do something about it, it brought each of us here in our own way. And what I want us to leave with is the belief that closing it, slowly, imperfectly, but collectively, is exactly the work we signed up for. And I can't think of a better group of people to do it with. So, this isn't a farewell. I've been in denial long enough. It's simply, I'll see you out in the field. And with that, congratulations, class of 2026. We did it!
We hope that wasn't fragile. I think it wasn't. All right. I think you can do that. All right. Thank you. Okay. I missed a page. I'm going to mess with the closed caption people because I was supposed to say really nice things about her before, and I don't want her family and friends to miss out on the really nice things. So I'm going to say nice things about her afterwards. At Duke, Ananya has served as a teaching assistant for two of the program's most infamous, in the best way, courses, modeling and power markets. She also worked as a research assistant at the Nicholas Institute, where her work focused on international climate finance, energy partnerships, and the global transition to low-carbon systems. In addition, she served as a case studies editor for the Global Energy Access Network, collaborating with peers across schools on a publication examining energy access challenges and opportunities across countries in Asia and Africa. She describes herself as numerico Picasso, someone who finds the story within the data and believes that good analysis in the right hands can move people to act. After graduation, she hopes to contribute to equitable energy transitions in the Global South, working at the intersection of climate and finance policy. And for a little fun fact, beyond her academic work, you might find Ananya in the middle of a spirited game night, competitive in the best way possible. It's very Duke, I like that. Or exploring her creative side, sketchbook in hand, with music never too far away. So let's give another round of applause for Ananya. Okay, I'm back on track for the closed captioning people. It is with immense pleasure that I now introduce you to our alumni keynote speaker, Kathy Moser. Kathy was nominated by Governor Hochul of New York to serve as the acting commissioner of the New York State Office of Parks, Recreation, and Historic Preservation in September 2025. Go New York! Okay. Okay, honestly, at Duke, it's usually New Jersey, but all right. The Office of Parks, Recreation, and Historical Preservation manages 250 parks and historic sites across New York. New York has the oldest park in North America, Niagara Falls State Park, and the second largest park system in the nation, hosting 86 million visitors annually. The agency has 2,700 full-time employees and hires 7,000 seasonal staff. Kathy previously served as the Chief Conservation and Policy Officer at the Open Space Institute, an East Coast land trust based in New York. At the Open Space Institute, Kathy directed the Parks, Stewardship, and Government Relations programs. Before taking on that role in 2020, she was OSI's Senior Vice President of Parks and Policy. Prior to OSI, Kathy served as Deputy Commissioner for Natural Resources at the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation from December 2011 to August 2019, where she oversaw the agency's portfolio in lands and forests, fish and wildlife, and marine resources. Kathy has also worked as Managing Director for Strategic Initiatives at World Wildlife Fund and held senior positions at the Nature Conservancy in New York State as the Acting State Director and in its international program as the Regional Director for Central America from 1992 to 2009. Her career began in 1985 with the Peace Corps, where she managed Cerro Uyuca, I probably said that wrong, a newly established protected area in Honduras. She has also been a board member for Mohawk Hudson Land Conservancy and New York League of Conservation Voters. She holds a Bachelor of Degrees in Botany in 1984, a Master of Forestry in 1985, both from Duke. She served 2 terms on the Nicholas School Alumni Council, where I first got to know her. It's my pleasure and honor to introduce you to Kathy Moser.
So hello, graduates, Duke faculty, family, and friends. It is an honor to celebrate with you today and share a bit of my Duke experience and career journey, which began right here. I arrived at Duke in 1980. Coach K and I were rookies together, although I'm not sure he knows that, but if you see him, let him know. I sat where you are 41 years ago. And after today, I don't expect you to remember my name. You'll remember Coach K's, not mine. But I do hope I can give you a couple of stories and experiences that you will remember. So last October, as Dean Bonnier said, I was fortunate to have been asked by New York State Governor Kathy Hochul to lead the largest developed state park system in the country. And it's an extraordinary system, and I hope those of you that live in New York or come visit us, come visit one of our 250 parks and historic sites. As Lori said, we have the first park in the nation in Niagara Falls. We established the first historic site at Washington headquarters in 1850. We have $1 billion budget. We get 86 million people to visit our parks every year. From the beaches of Jones Beach to the Revolutionary War sites, happy 250th America, scattered throughout our state, our system reflects both a natural and cultural heritage. And I'll admit, as far as I know, I am the only Duke graduate currently working at New York State Parks, so this is a subtle recruiting pitch for all of you graduates. But more importantly, I want to talk about how I got here, standing where I am now from where you're sitting today. If I had to sum it up in one word, I would say resilience, a word that has guided my life experiences. You are graduating into a world defined by climate change, biodiversity loss, extreme weather, and geopolitical instability. The headlines can feel overwhelming. Every day brings new challenges and uncertainties, and at times it may feel like progress is moving in the wrong direction. Yet we all know examples of nature's resilience, landscapes recovering after wildfires, species rebounding from the brink of extinction, communities rebuilding after conflict. You too must be resilient, finding your path and using your education for the good of this planet. Despite strong shifting political winds, you are still here. You chose this path. You pursued advanced degrees because you care about the environment and its future. That gives me hope, and I suspect it gives your professors and your families and friends hope as well. Political winds shift, policies change, but your commitment to science, to community, and to conservation can and should remain steady. You have the ability to carry that purpose forward over the course of your careers. As I said, resilience has shaped my life from the beginning. I'm the oldest of 7 children, and my dad was in the Navy. We moved every 2 years. The 5 years I spent here at Duke was the longest I had ever lived in one place. And when people asked me my favorite place that I lived, I would always say the next one. You learn to embrace what's ahead and not dwell on the past. That mindset has stayed with me. I've now spent 40 years in conservation, and I knew early on, I don't remember if you probably do, in elementary school, they used to give you those aptitude tests, and mine always came up as park and forestry, and I'm like, yes, they got that right. And when I was in high school, I learned about Duke's 3-2 program. So you go 3 years undergrad, and then 2 years graduate, and you get your master's degree in 5 years. I turned down full scholarships to other universities because I wanted the breadth and the quality of a Duke education. As Lori said, I studied botany. I was 1 of 2 botany undergrads in 1984, and forest productivity here back before it was the Nicholas School. But after Duke, I joined the Peace Corps and spent 3 years managing a biologic reserve in Honduras. I live with a family who didn't speak English. My Spanish improved nightly watching telenovelas. It's a great way to learn another language. The family I lived with had limited means. We ate cilantro as a vegetable and tortillas as a main course. But it taught me resilience, that you don't need a whole lot to survive and thrive. Later with the Nature Conservancy, I worked across Central America. In Nicaragua, after many years of civil war, the Nature Conservancy was asked to come in and establish what was expected to be a massive national park, the size of New Jersey, in what's called the Boswas region, 4.9 million acres. But when I traveled there, a week-long trip in a dugout canoe, my team and I found a thriving indigenous communities. They were already managing their lands. The Mosquito Mayagna people had sophisticated systems for conservation, designated areas for use, protection, and spiritual significance. So instead of imposing a traditional European park model, we listened, and we supported those communities in securing legal recognition of their land and conservation practices. The result? The Boswas Biosphere Reserve, now one of the largest tropical rainforests in the Americas. It was not the outcome we expected, it was a better one. And that lesson to me is expertise matters, but humility does too. Sometimes the right answer is to step back, listen, and trust others. Be resilient in what you define as success. Another lesson to share is advocate for yourself. I learned that lesson the hard way. I once accepted a job offer without negotiating, and the subsequent year, the Human Resources Department had to give me a 30% raise just to get to the bottom of the pay grade. Later, when I was promoted to Central America Regional Director, I had to hire 2 people to backfill my previous roles. So I offered the positions to Karen and Carlos. Karen accepted my offer, and Carlos and I negotiated for a few days. And after, I agreed to pay him more. So I called Karen back, and I told her she owed Carlos a debt of gratitude. I was not going to be the boss that paid the guy more than the woman. So let this be a lesson. Thank you. Always negotiate. If not salary, then benefits, flexibility, or title. Your work matters. At another point in my career, I wanted to shift to part-time work after learning I was expecting twins. Instead of stepping back, I stepped into something entirely new, government relations, an area I knew nothing about. That decision really expanded my skill set and ultimately shaped my path to public service. So another lesson, don't just seek comfort, seek growth. Later at the Open Space Institute, I led an effort to develop a long-term recommendations for our New York State park system. But as we began, the world changed. COVID hit, and the Black Lives Matter movement gained momentum after several high-profile murders and abuse. With so much uncertainty, a 10-year plan suddenly felt irrelevant. Around that time, the National Park Service released a study saying 75% of their visitors were white. That doesn't reflect our community and our country. I had spent my 40 years in conservation, working to protect land, but never really thinking about the people that were missing out on that open space. They miss out on enjoying parks and the mental health benefits of being in nature. So we pivoted. We asked a different question. Who isn't coming to our parks and why? And the answer led to Open Spaces for All, a report that reshaped how we in New York think about access, inclusion, and belonging in parks and open spaces. That realization changed my trajectory and ultimately led to me leading New York State parks. Parks are not just places. They are opportunities for connection, for healing, and for belonging, and everyone should feel welcome there. Today, when I visit parks, people often ask me what my favorite park is, and as commissioner, I'm not allowed to have a favorite. But the most memorable parks are the people that work there. People bring these places to life. Our educators, our rangers, our stewards, they give me hope. They meet people where they are. They inspire curiosity and help others connect with nature. And I see that same resilience in the Nicholas School, in your work, in your research, and in your willingness to adapt to a changing world. So as you leave here, I hope you pursue work that challenges and inspires you, stay open to unexpected paths, advocate for yourself and others, and use your education to build a more just, inclusive, and sustainable world. You don't need to know today what you will do for the rest of your life. Every job teaches you something, what you love, what you don't love, and what you want to do next. Be resilient enough to learn from these experiences and keep evolving. And perhaps 40 years from now, you will stand at this podium, sharing your own stories and giving the next generation hope. I'm going to choke up here. You guys make me proud to be a Duke graduate. So congratulations, go out there, put your mark on the world as only Blue Devils can do. Go Duke!
This is for you. Oh, thank you so much. All right, thank you, Kathy, for those very inspiring words and for everything that you've done for the Nicholas School and for Duke. Now it's the time you've all been waiting for, the recognition of the degree candidates. We're going to recognize the Masters of Environmental Management and Master of Forestry students first, followed by our IMEP students. There are 8 program areas within the MEM, plus our Duke Environmental Leadership MEM. So if you're on this side and you're trying to follow along, we're going to do them in alphabetical order by concentration, so we're really messing with you. We're going to begin with business and the environment, followed by students in coastal and marine systems, most of whom spent their second year at the Marine Lab in Beaufort, and all of whom I think have these wonderful marine-themed stoles. After coastal students, we'll do community engagement and environmental justice, ecotoxicology and environmental health, energy and the environment, I have to slow down now, environmental analytics and modeling, environmental economics and policy. That's mine. Okay, terrestrial and freshwater environments. We'll then recognize our Dell MEM graduates, followed by our Masters of Forestry graduates, and then IMEP graduates. Okay, and with apologies now again to the closed caption people, I've learned the last couple of years that most of the B&E students, I'm not sure what to do. About halfway through the coastal students, you guys start to figure it out. So I thought we would just tell you and demonstrate for you this year so you all know what you're supposed to do when you come up here. So could I have Allison, one of the diploma holders, and Tim? Okay. This is Tim Johnson. He's my Senior Associate Dean for Academic Programs. He's going to help with the show and tell. All right, so you will come up. You will walk to the blue X where Tim is standing right now. Your faculty advisor will hood you. Faculty advisors who are short like me. Hi, short people. There is a stool right there. You could stand on it so you don't decapitate your student. All right. Then you will come across the stage. Oh, I'm going to say this out loud but near the microphone, and then we'll demonstrate. I'm going to have this in my left hand. You're going to take it in your left hand. We are going to reach right hands under and shake. Okay, got it? Left, left, right, right. Then you'll shake Tim's hand, Grant's hand, everybody's hand, and then you'll walk off the stage. Okay, Tim. All right. So we got it, right? The B&E students are no longer disadvantaged by going first. Okay, so I'm now turning the microphone over to Melissa Katachka, the Associate Director of Admissions, who is going to present the students.
Thank you, Dean Benier. The first group to be presented is Business and Environment. Will the first group of graduates please stand and get ready to come to the stage? And if we can ask the faculty presenting them, will faculty members Emerson, Ewing, Johnson, Lima, Parker, and von Windheim please come to the stage? Faculty, are we ready? All right. Kimberly Gabriela Ludenia Acevedo. Yeah. Oh, also earning an MBA. All right. Yes. All right. Hannah Rush, also earning an MBA. Shraddha Ramprasad Sharma. Nicholas Jose Summer. Jialei Wei. Lauren Shu. Chuche Ma. All right. Skylar Huijin Zhu. Serena Binheng Jun. Seren Sudnam Terry Uran Bolt. Janice Wenxuan Yu. Yeah. Also earning a Master of Public Policy. Ooh. Peyton Fitz. Surya Gotamukula. Lolly Marie. Nicole? Okay. Nicole Yao. Adia Jumagaleva. Ryan Sudawi, also earning an MBA. Olivia Sage Woodkey. The next group to be presented is Coastal and Marine Systems. Will Professors Campbell, Emerson, Halpin, Johnston, Losos, Morton, Brad Murray, Grant Murray, Novacek, Reed, Roque, Schultz, Verdon, and Wong please come to the stage? You can all fit. Might have to double up. Okay. Megan Elsa Deer, also earning a GIS certificate. All right. Oh. Amelia Rose McDonald. Kayla McKelly Emerson, also earning a GIS certificate. Right. Kendall Lane Fitzgerald, also earning a GIS certificate. Natalie Alexis Holtzclaw, also earning a GIS certificate. All right. Evan Russell Milaro, also earning a GIS certificate. Samir Swaroop, also earning a GIS certificate. Aiden Schermacher, also earning a GIS certificate. Nicholas Antonio Davalos. Love it. Elizabeth Grace Kroger. Mason Nadine Ibrahim, also earning a GIS certificate. Meredith Hunter Langmuir. Samantha Adams Jensen, also earning a GIS certificate. Alice Donaldson Deschler, also earning a GIS certificate. Kelly Gallagher, also earning a GIS certificate. Yeah, Eileen. Eileen Jennings, also earning a GIS certificate. Cole Roxbury. Graham Hunt Gaither, also earning a GIS certificate. Rebecca Esther Cox, also earning a GIS certificate. Miriam Kraus, also earning a GIS certificate. Tori Grace Newton. Priya Rathod. Makiva Ade Wright. Ryan Matthew Mashanko, also earning a GIS certificate. Audrey Irene Cups. Camber Anthony Vincent, also earning a GIS certificate. Andrew McGregor Barfield, also earning a GIS certificate. DeAndre Norman Lee Lanier Ritchie, also earning a GIS certificate. The next group to be presented is Community Engagement and Environmental Justice. Will Professors Emmanuel and Jayasundara please come to the stage? Ariel Samantha Kimberly. Jingyi Liu, also earning a GIS certificate. The next group to be presented is Ecotoxicology and Environmental Health. Will Professors Chara, Jayasundara, and Roque please make your way to the stage? Jacqueline Rose Narleski, also earning a GIS certificate. Brock Daniel Keller. Anna May Clower. Patricia Quietek. The next group to be presented is Energy and Environment. Will Professors Cagle, Ewing, Johnson, Lima, Albright, McAdoo, and Patino Echeverri please come to the stage? Ashrita Ushashi. Sadie Tetro, also earning an MBA. Sumit Pravan Dalsanya, also earning an MBA. Clara Lee Haxey. Aditi Patel Jackson, also earning an MBA. Jack Killeen, also earning an MBA. Yeun Kim. Kieran Alexander Cruz. Jinyi Pang. Hao Nun Pei. David Hill Robinson, also earning an MBA. Dai-Chen Shi. Amber Wright, also earning an MBA. Joy Wu. Jeffrey Chu. Jingzi Dai. Jonathan Burgess Joyner, also earning an MBA. Lauren Shohan. Daniel Whitehead. Okay. Rotzi Wu. Xiaoxin Zhang. Judy Shiyu Zhu. Malika Martis. Julia Marie Caggiolari, also earning a Global Health Certificate. Ananya Agarwal. Jesselyn Lili Chuang. Trudy Yushi Jiang. Zhonghao Lin, also earning a Master of Public Policy. Jeffrey Alexander Lopez. Aisha Shen. Arthur William Smith. Yuan. Chi Zhao. Our next group to be presented is Environmental Analytics and Modeling. Will Professors Johnson and Lima please remain on the stage? Mara Michelle, also earning an MBA. Simon Heinberg, also earning a Master of Public Policy. Rachel Lee Stefan. Emphasis on the tick. Okay. Jacqueline Wittick, also earning an MBA. Judy Ju Hua. The next group to be presented is Environmental Economics and Policy. Will Professors Albright, DiMattia, Doyle, and Johnson please come to the stage? Okay. Lindsay Hart Bell. Manjiri Deshmukh. Guza Hazal Maral. Vedansh Obroy. Scout Elizabeth Yoakley. Jeremy Sable. Shivani Priya Lakshman. Anley Raymond. The next group to be presented is terrestrial and freshwater environments. Will Professors Bernhardt, Chadha, Kegel, Doyle, Losos, Roque, and von Windheim please come to the stage? Jonathan Paul Gilman. Gretchen Carol Barbera. Iman Bin Las, also earning a GIS certificate. Nicole Gutkowski, also earning a GIS certificate. Kailara Leanne Mundy, also earning a GIS certificate. Rachel Williams, also earning a GIS certificate. Guyu Emily Young, also earning a GIS certificate. Weijie Young. Roseanne Young, also earning a GIS certificate. Cabrin Madison. Shuochang Xu, also earning a GIS certificate. Cami Moore, also earning a GIS certificate. Fiona Price, also earning GIS and Global Health certificates. Sujay Ravindra Danagare. Emily Danielle Burkhart. Jessica Stubbs. We will now present the students in our Duke Environmental Leadership Program. Will Professors Chada, Johnson, McAdoo, Brian Murray, Ossie Lupo, Patino Echeverri, and Von Windheim please come to the stage? You ready? Okay. Michael Frank Rose. Anne-Marie Kerrigan. Michael Patrick Durante. Deidre Felix. Robert Hughes. Elizabeth Sarno. Sangeeta Upadhyay. Hannah Wagner. Bonnie Angermeyer. Jason Lapidus. Natalie Man-Yi Ip. Juan Diego Aguilar. Mark Allen Williams. We will now present our Master of Forestry students. Will Professors Cagle, Palmroth, and Shapiro Garza please come to the stage? Vignesh Sundar Arunkumar, also earning a Master of Environmental Management and a GIS certificate. Aiden Edmund Power, also earning a Master of Environmental Management and a GIS certificate. Alyssa Briggs. Cole LaCroix, also earning a Master of Environmental Management and a GIS certificate. Andre Chan. We will now present the students in the International Master of Environmental Policy program. Will Professors Bernhardt, Cui, Ewing, He, Li, and Zhang please come to the stage? Yinao Yang. Suyuan Feng. Shi Feng. Jiayue Liu. Junyu Wang. Zijie Wang. Wincheng Yang. Shui Zheng. Yiting He. Andrea Liu. Xinshui Wang. Xinyang Yin. Bochao Zhang. Han Zhang. Xuanying Huangfu. Shuyi Lin Shan. Jiahao Zhang. Yue Wang Ma. Judy Jiyue Song. He Gao. Erqi Luo. Song Chao. Tianre Wei. Yongsun Zhang.
Everyone, I present to you the Nicholas School of the Environment class of 2026. All right, now you come to the podium.
I'll add my congratulations too. So I'm Tim Johnson, again, Senior Associate Dean for Academics, Professor of the Practice, Energy Environment, and Energy Environment Program Chair as well. And it gives me great pleasure to announce the winner of the Lynn McGuire Award for Excellence in Teaching and Mentoring of Professional Students. This award was established in 2020 to recognize the dedicated career of Professor Lynn McGuire, who championed our professional degree students, who had high expectations for the students and who held the school accountable for the education that our students receive. I'm thrilled to announce that Dr. Bin Lee, Associate Professor of Environmental Science at Duke and Shan, Bin has been awarded the Lynn McGuire Award this year. And now you're supposed to join me on the stage. So 16 students nominated Professor Lee for the Lynn McGuire Award in recognition of her outstanding teaching, her mentorship, and her commitment to student success. Dr. Lee is known for combining rigorous academic instruction with hands-on field-based learning experiences that prepare students for real-world environmental challenges. One of the students remarked, "She guided us through group research projects with high expectations for scientific rigor, encouraging us to think critically, engage deeply with data, and produce work that meets professional research standards." In addition to her excellence in the classroom, Dr. Lee is a dedicated mentor who supports students' academic and professional growth, connecting them with valuable research and career opportunities. Her mentorship, one of the students remarked, not only improved our analytical abilities, but also instilled confidence in our capacity to contribute meaningfully to conservation sciences. Finally, Dr. Lee also fosters an inclusive and supportive learning environment that emphasizes collaboration, equity, and student well-being. Her emphasis, one of the students remarked, on fairness and mutual respect cultivates a classroom atmosphere in which every student feels valued and empowered to contribute. So please join me in congratulating Bin on this well-deserved recognition.
Hey everybody, I'm Grant Murray, and I'm the Associate Dean for Professional Programs, Associate Professor of Marine Policy, and Coastal and Marine Systems Co-Chair. I have the pleasure to announce the winners of the Verlis L. Fisher Award for Academic Achievement. This recognition is awarded annually to the Master of Environmental Management or Master of Forestry student who has demonstrated the highest academic achievement in the graduating class. Academic achievement includes consideration of not only GPA, but also academic achievement in the following areas: demonstrated leadership, initiative, and engagement within academic and/or co-curricular settings, mastery of academic knowledge and a commitment to intellectual growth, impact of the student's academic achievements on NSOE or Duke University, character, integrity, and ethical conduct, and a collaborative spirit in the pursuit of academic achievement. It is our tradition to not inform the recipients in advance, so this will be a surprise for them as well. As I call your name, I invite you to come to the stage. And this year, I'm pleased to recognize two Verlis Fisher Award recipients. The first Verlis L. Fisher Award recipient really needs no additional introduction: Ananya Agarwal. We are proud to recognize Ananya for the Verlis L. Fisher Award, described by her nominators as a joy to collaborate with and a thoughtful and vocally engaged leader. Ananya has distinguished herself across multiple dimensions of the MEM experience. Her academic contributions extend well beyond the classroom. For example, Ananya played a central leadership role in revitalizing the Global Energy Access Network's annual case study compendium, an initiative that had lapsed during the pandemic. Ananya's leadership brought 7 case studies through to publication. She has also contributed to research on coal mine closure policies across major coal-dependent countries and is expected to co-author a forthcoming policy brief. Beyond her academic and research achievements, Ananya is recognized for her professionalism, collaborative spirit, and leadership. In the utility practicum, she stood out for her maturity, clear communication, and ability to engage thoughtfully with stakeholders, representing both her team and the Nicholas School with distinction. She was also nominated by her peers as today's 2026 graduation student speaker. Well done, by the way. An honor that really speaks to her deep engagement across the Nicholas community. Ananya's areas of study as a Master of Environmental Management student were energy and environment and community engagement and environmental justice. Congratulations, Ananya. And our final Verlis L. Fisher Award recipient is Alice Donaldson Deschler. Alice was described by her nominator as analytically rigorous, intellectually grounded, and consistently producing work of exceptional quality. Alice has distinguished herself as a scholar of the highest caliber. Her written work and presentations are noted for their clarity, depth, and theoretical strength, reflecting a deep mastery of the concepts. Her nominator notes that what sets Alice apart is, quote, she combines academic excellence with remarkable leadership, initiative, and a collaborative spirit that she brings to the Nicholas School community and beyond. In the classroom, she's an inclusive, active, and insightful contributor, consistently elevating discussions with thoughtful perspectives. Her professionalism, humility, and strong ethical foundation were highlighted, as well as her genuine commitment to community-engaged scholarship. Alice's leadership extends well beyond the classroom, serving as co-president of the Duke Society for Ecological Restoration and treasurer of Duke Restore. Through these roles, she, quote, distinguished herself as a proactive and engaged leader, taking initiative in organizing academic and professional development opportunities for her peers, creating spaces for dialogue, knowledge sharing, and mutual support through her service. Alice earned her Master of Environmental Management with concentrations in coastal and marine systems and community engagement and environmental justice, as well as her certificate in GIS. Congratulations, Alice. Go.
All right. I promise we're almost at the end. But before we close, I want to take a moment to acknowledge the service of one of our faculty members. Dr. Andrew Reed, will you please join me on the stage? Aww. Today, I have the pleasure of recognizing someone whose impact on this place is hard to overstate. Dr. Andy Reed, who's concluding a decade of service as the director of the Duke University Marine Laboratory. Now, on paper, that's a straightforward sentence, 10 years of leadership. In reality, it's been something closer to a stress test of leadership. Over the past decade, Andy has guided the Marine Lab through hurricanes, lightning strikes, and a global pandemic, none of which, I should note, appeared in the official job description. And yet, through it all, the lab didn't just endure, it moved forward. That's the part worth emphasizing. Because at the same time that he was managing crises and doing so with a steadiness that people here came to rely on, Andy was also expanding what the Marine Lab is and what it does. He strengthened the lab's connection to the Carteret County community, bringing people in and making the lab not just a place on the coast, but a place of the coast. He helped grow the Community Science Initiative, deepening the lab's engagement and impact beyond its walls. He expanded opportunities for students, including support for undergraduate scholars, and helped launch a new undergraduate major, ensuring that the lab is not only a site of discovery, but a place where the next generation learns how to tackle problems that don't come with simple solutions. And he secured philanthropic support for the RV Shearwater, a full-service research vessel that will support the lab's work for years to come, a lasting investment in its scientific mission. And this is the part that really defies logic. He did this all while continuing his own research, teaching, and mentoring students, and even serving as a commissioner on the U.S. Marine Mammal Commission. Most people would call that more than a full-time job. Andy seems to have treated it as the baseline. Through it all, he did something that the best leaders do. He made the institution stronger than he found it, more resilient, more connected, and more ambitious. Andy, your tenure has been defined by exactly what this moment calls for: resilience in the face of challenge and a clear sense of where we go next. So it is my honor to present to you a few gifts. The first is a plaque in recognition of your decade of leadership and your lasting contributions to the Marine Lab. It is crafted from one of Duke's legacy trees. These are trees that stood either on West or East Campus for nearly a century, and whose wood was preserved even in their passing as part of the university story. Andy, you are now part of Duke's long legacy of leadership in marine science, and we are very grateful for your service. In addition to the plaque, we got you something to help you transition to your next role as the former director. I believe it is your favorite brand of scotch. So thank you, Andy, for everything that you've done. Okay, at this point, I want us to thank our amazing staff who worked to create all our ceremonies this weekend. We still have 2 more. Will each staff member please stand as we provide a huge round of applause for all your hard work to make this event memorable for our graduates and guests. Before I call an official into this ceremony and the start of the celebratory reception, I ask that our guests remain in their seats while faculty and graduates recess to the reception outside. Kathy, Grant, Tim, and I will lead the faculty to the back of the gym to be followed by the graduates as directed by staff. Once the graduates are out, we invite you, our families and guests, to join us outside at the reception. You can exit through the back doors directly behind you. Restrooms are also to the left over there or further down the hall. Graduates, please stand as you extend a round of applause to your family, friends, and loved ones who got you through. Bravo. That is it, my friends. You are the class of 2026 from the School of the Environment. Congratulations.